Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's Destiny, and today I want to talk about something a little bit different. As you guys know, we are still celebrating the release and the success of Pink Friday 2, Nicki Minaj's fifth studio album and her third Billboard 200 #1 album in the US. And so there's a couple things that I want to talk about, a couple things that the Barbz have been talking about and discussing loosely leading up to the album, which is the business behind the album and the labels behind the album. And if you know anything about Nicki Minaj, you know that she's a very loyal person. However, before we get into that, please sit back, relax, like the video, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on for more conversations like this. I'm someone who is very fascinated with the music business and of course the business when it comes to my favorite artist, Nicki Minaj. I feel like we know, I would say a lot, but then like that there's so much that we don't know, right? So anyway, if you don't know, Nicki Minaj has been signed to Lil Wayne's Young Money Entertainment, as well as Birdman's Cash Money, okay, records. And as we know, both of them have distribution through Republic Records, which is a subsidiary label of Universal Music Group. Okay. Now, did you guys see my previous video though on the final verdict on Nicki Minaj's first week sales? You might want to go and look at that because it sets a very important precedent for female rap and these labels moving forward for the rest of time in hip hop. Okay. But back to the topic at hand. So we know that Nicki Minaj has been signed to Wayne as well as Birdman's Cash Money, and then distribution through Republic and Universal Music Group. So I want to know, why is Nicki Minaj still signed to Wayne? Why? Because Nicki now has her own label heavy on it. And so the other day I went on Twitter and I asked, because I didn't see nobody posting about Nicki's album, and I probably wasn't even looking because I was so engulfed in like listening in my own world. So I said, did Wayne, Birdman, or Mac Main, if you don't know who Mac Main is a longtime friend of Lil Wayne since before he was ever famous or a rapper, and he served as the president of Young Money Entertainment. I don't know if he's still the president, but he's a very important business. He's a very important figure in Lil Wayne's business. Okay. And so I said, did Wayne, Birdman, or Mac Main post about Pink Friday 2 being out? We know Nicki to have great and amazing relationships with all three of these men, regardless of Wayne and Birdman's fallout years ago, right? She's never gotten into that. So here's some of my people telling me Wayne did. I think Wayne posted multiple times on his IG story. I don't know about the others. Wayne did, but Birdman didn't. So I said, okay, cool. I may have missed that. Fine. Now let's move to the next one. Okay, so the other day, and y'all probably looking like, Destiny, what are we looking at right now? You guys are looking at a very bad picture of my CD for Pink Friday 2 that came in the mail. Okay, now I just couldn't get a good shot of it even though it was in the light. So I'm showing it to you guys because this shows you, if you look at the back of your CD or even open the CD and look at the actual CD itself, it's going to say the record labels that are a part of this album. And so here you can see the faint Republic Records logo. As you saw in the thumbnail of this video, you see the Young Money logo. You saw that in the thumbnail as well. And to the far left, very faint, is the Cash Money Records logo. And so I took this because I wanted to show you guys that they're all still involved, okay? And so this is very different from what at least I was expecting. But before I even get there, right? What is in Nicki Minaj's contract? We know Nicki Minaj to own, to not be in a 360 deal, to own at least most of her music, right? However, let's be reminded that on the Pink print on Want Some More, legendary song, Nicki Minaj made it known that she has signed a 6-album deal to Cash Money. So Cash Money getting 6 albums, no bitch on a, you apologize when just you. That's a big problem. I know we all know those bars, those lyrics, okay? So Nicki told us here that she was giving them 6 albums. So around, I would say 2020, 2021, right? That was when Nicki re-released Beat Me Up Scotty. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Nicki's profile on Spotify because I want to show you guys how I be digging up things. Okay, so we're gonna look at all of her albums on Spotify because I just want to know, like, I just expected at the very least for Heavy On It, Nicki's new label, to be a part of the album of Pink Friday 2 officially in some way. So we're gonna go and we're going to look at let's see here, albums. Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna look at, let's go all the way back to Pink Friday real quick. Let's go to Pink Friday. Come down here, we see the source, right? Cash Money. It doesn't even say Republic. Cash Money records don't even say Young Money. All right, cool. Moving on. Let's go to Roman Reloaded. Okay, here we are. Let's look at the source again. Cash Money, not even Republic or Young Money. But of course, it's saying Cash Money. I think that automatically credits Young Money. Right, exactly. Okay, so now we need to go to the pink print. I be mad nosy. Cash Money. Sheesh. Birdman getting so much money off the Queen. And that's no shade. I know she loves them. But it's just like, here it is. Young Money, Cash Money. This is the first time we're seeing Young Money, Cash Money. All right. What was the change? And we know that if it says Young Money, Cash Money, it's definitely affiliated with Republic. We all know that, right? So here is a change. It says Beat Me Up Scotty, Nicki's third mixtape, re-released on streaming platforms in 2021, right? Scroll down. It says 2021 Republic Records, a division of UMG Recordings. You don't see no Young Money, no Cash Money on there. So this caused fans to speculate that, did Nicki finally renegotiate her deal with Wayne and Birdman? Is she no longer a part of the label? Which would be a big career move, because I don't follow like Drake's catalog and career and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly when he separated from Young Money, Cash Money, but we know that he did several albums ago. We know Drake to be the owner of OVO Records, OVO Sound, and he has his own distribution deal with Republic, with Universal Music Group, whereas Nicki is still being funneled through Young Money, Cash Money. And it's just like, if Drake had the leverage to renegotiate, Nicki accomplished so much in her first album. She could have renegotiated then. She could have renegotiated in her second and third albums as well. But anyway, this is now, right? Now that like we looked at Queen, right? We looked at Queen, and we already know that Pink Friday 2, let's look at it here. We already know that it says Republic Records, a division of UMG Recordings, and then it says Young Money. So Young Money is definitely a part of this. Don't know too much about Cash Money, okay? And I'm not gonna like speculate too much, because like it just feels different, right? These days between like Wayne and Birdman, not in a negative way. It just don't feel like a familial environment too much anymore, which is what I loved about Young Money, Cash Money, YMCMB. That's something I thought about getting tatted, because they really sucked me into hip hop along with Nicki. I love that they were such a crew and they were so tight knit. So anyway, Queen Radio Volume 1, Nicki Minaj's first compilation album, says Young Money, Republic, UMG. All right, cool. So now that we got the business down, this is the contracts that Nicki has signed, right? Here's the thing. 6 albums, you say? It is making me think that Nicki may have signed a separate deal to re-release Beat Me Up Scotty, because it seems like that is only a partnership between her and Republic. You don't see Young Money, Cash Money anywhere on it. If you have a physical copy of Beat Me Up Scotty, please go and look in the CD and let me know what labels you see on there, okay? So that has me thinking like, we also asked, did Beat Me Up Scotty even count as a album, right? And so the question remains, how many albums does Nicki owe Republic or Young Money? Actually, Young Money is the better question for me. How many albums does she owe her? So let's think of Nicki's albums. Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, The Pink Print, Queen, Beat Me Up Scotty, as well as Pink Friday 2. So she's now technically released 5 albums if we want to count Beat Me Up Scotty. So she may do another album. She may do another album to really finish her contract, and that's so good for me, because I want more Nicki Minaj music. I'm not satisfied in any way. I need about 2 to 3 more Nicki Minaj albums in order to be satisfied for the rest of my life. And I love all her work, but I need more. Yeah, so once again, I need more of Nicki Minaj. And maybe I should have said this in the beginning, because some of y'all be a little sensitive, but this video is in no way meant to be disrespect to Birdman or Wayne. I love all of them, but I'm really just trying to figure out like what is their role in Nicki's career. Nicki has said, and they have been credited, both Wayne and Birdman have been credited before as executive producers of her projects, but this one, they are not, okay? And that is so like really easy to like believe, you know? But yeah, so the question is, how much albums does she owe them? And I really do want to see, when is Heavy on It gonna come into like the business of Nicki Minaj? We know that she's signed several artists to her, so they'll be credited on there and stuff like that. But I want to see like Nicki Minaj's albums and songs being distributed via Heavy on It, and like Heavy on It, the logo, you seeing the logo on the CDs, the physical versions, as well as on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You can always look at the labels that are affiliated with any artist if you look at the credits. And so I just want to see, I'm very, very anxious to see Heavy on It on there, because it's Nicki Minaj. She's just gonna accomplish so much, and she's just so powerful. So what do you guys think about this? What are you anticipating when it comes to Heavy on It? And how many albums do you think that Nicki owes to both Young Money, Cash Money? Shout out to Republic Records. Do better.